Hello and welcome back YouTube. It is your host VLD. Let's get started. What happens when you mix two terrible products together? When you have a negative and negative, does it make it positive? You have this weird abomination. Right now, off Amazon or AliExpress, you can pick up this weird amalgamation of this foldable keyboard with the world's biggest trackpad on any foldable keyboard off Amazon or AliExpress, anywhere from about $35 to $45. I will list them both down below. Right off the bat, this thing is weird. Inside the box, you get the keyboard itself, a cloth carrying case, a USB Type-C to Type-A charging cable, the instructions, your normal standard stuff. Getting to the keyboard, on the other hand, this is the first tri-folding keyboard with the world's biggest trackpad. Essentially is a normal foldable keyboard. They attach a trackpad to the bottom of it. Normally I've seen this keyboard off Amazon and AliExpress. I've always avoided this keyboard because I could always tell it's not really that great, but they had this weird mashup of two different products. I figured I would give it a shot to see if it's good or bad. A very weird, unique product. The price point will not really break the bank, around $40. I figured I would give it a shot because I like reviewing weird, obscure tech no one else really seems to touch. I've never been a fan of this keyboard. You can see the separation between the keys. There's a large gap in between the keyboard. The keys are different sizes. The original version of this keyboard only charged with micro USB. This version charges with USB Type-C. Is that really enough to justify this? For comparison purposes, I will throw in my favorite foldable keyboard by Bow. The keyboard for the AliExpress one, there's two gaps on each side. How it folds, therefore the keys are not all the same size. Typing on it, you will hit those plastic ridges in between and really throw off your typing game. Like I've said before, this is by far one of the worst keyboards I've ever seen, so I've always wanted to avoid it. But here we are in 2023. The original version did only charge with micro USB. This version does charge with USB Type-C. It can connect up to 3 different devices as long as it has Bluetooth. To connect it to an iPad, you just hold down Function, W, E, or R. I do believe this keyboard has Bluetooth 3 or 4. It's not 5.2, which is the latest version. It's more likely to have a little bit more stuttering or lag just because the Bluetooth is fairly old. I have used this trackpad in the past before. I've never really been impressed by it. You do have to increase the sensitivity of it just for it to feel normal. Trying to use any 2 or 3 finger gestures, it really falls short. Like, it can't really do much of anything. Clicking and dragging with one finger works really well because you have actual physical keys for left or right clicking. It has that much going for itself. Scrolling with 2 fingers up and down is really slow. It doesn't really move much. It's not really good. You don't really have pinch to zoom. Granted, most foldable keyboards don't really offer native pinch to zoom. It's just a shortcut for Control plus or minus. They don't really have that. With 3 fingers, swiping up will take you to the last application that is opened. Swiping down will take you to the home screen. Besides that, there are no other gestures. With 2 fingers, you can scroll up and down. 3 fingers swiping up to the last application. 3 fingers down will take you home. There is no 4-finger screenshot. There's no 3 fingers swiping across to switch between all your last applications. None of that is here. Just comparing the gestures to the Bow foldable keyboard, you can see for about the same price point, around $40. It works so much better. You have more gestures. It's quicker. It's more responsive. At the end of the day, granted, the trackpad on the Bow keyboard is smaller, but it is 100 times better. You can do more gestures with it. It just works so much better. Getting to the keyboard with this amalgamation, I can only really get about 30 or so words per minute. Normally I can get about 50 to 60 words per minute with a usual typing test. With this weird amalgamation that the keyboard was that bad, it really truly shows. Comparing a typing test to Bow, I can easily get anywhere from 50 to 60 words per minute on a typical typing test. Here it is the opposite. I can only get about half of that. There is really no other way to say it. When I first saw this off AliExpress, I was very skeptical about it because I've used both of the individual products before it became this, were never really that great. Going in with the cup half empty, I was pretty much right. Granted, this keyboard has a very big trackpad, it's not really that usable. 1 and 2 finger clicking and dragging is really good, but besides that, none of the gestures really work that well. The keyboard is by far one of the worst ones I have ever used. You have 2 terrible products merged together to make one that is even worse. You have a terrible trackpad, absolutely the worst keyboard out on the market right now. And when I say this thing is bad, this thing is bad. If there is one product I would say to avoid, this is the one to avoid. There's really no redeeming features about this product to really make it worth buying. There are much better options out there, especially the keyboard by Bow is 100 times better than this amalgamation. So, like always, I'm your host, VLD. Smash that bell and subscribe. Peace.